My first stream, and I'm sure there's many more to come. This is Rock Creek. Just stopped here for a bite to eat for lunch, and then I'm heading on another 6 or 7 miles. All right, it's the end of day 2 for me. Got my tent set up right near a really nice meadow. And there's a creek running through it called Whitney Creek, which comes from Whitney Mountain, which is the mountain that everybody plans to climb. Well, most people plan to. Anyway, I'm at Whitney Creek. There's a couple other tents set up here. There's a family here, husband and wife and their daughter. I haven't had a chance to chat too much with them, so I'm not even sure their names or where they're from, but I'm sure I'll get to know them. But yeah, I was thinking of going further, but one of the issues kind of is my plan to go over Forester Pass. And so there's a place that I want to leave from tomorrow, which is called Tyndall Creek. Well, Tyndall Creek's only 8 miles from here, so I don't see much point in going further tonight and then have a short day tomorrow, unless I'd prefer to do Forester Pass in the morning, only because it's on an exposed face, so it'll get, later in the day it'll be pretty hot, I think. And if it was May or June, you definitely want to go in the morning because there's a lot of snow on that pass. And if you ever get a chance to Google it, you'll see what I mean. But today was pretty good. I did 15 and a half miles and felt pretty good. Not as bad as yesterday, sucking oxygen yesterday. Today was better even, and I had a few climbs too, 2 or 3 steep climbs. But then right after the climb is a steep downhill, so it's just the way it is. You go up, you got to come down. So tonight, camping at, I think it's 10,300 feet here. And I'm not even sure, tomorrow I'll get a picture of Mount Whitney for you. I think I'm looking at it right now, but I'm not 100% sure. So we'll see tomorrow. If that is it, and I'll get a picture of it for you. It's the tallest, I think I mentioned this before, it's the tallest mountain in the contiguous U.S., so the lower 48 basically. Anyway, that's it for now. Okay, good morning. It's Wednesday the 24th. This is day 3 for me, back on the trail. I'm at a place called Wallace Creek. I've been hiking for a couple of hours from the last campsite I was at. This is actually a pretty nice site too. So I'm getting closer. Where I'm headed to today is Tyndall Creek. That's about another 5 miles. And then after that, I was kind of thinking I'd stay there and do Forester Pass tomorrow. But depending on the time that I get there, I might do Forester Pass today. So I'm not sure. I'll make that decision when I get there. Yesterday I did 15 and a half miles. I didn't see any hikers until I set up my camp at the lake, except for Leo, the German hiker, but I never met anybody new except for that family I was telling you about, which I kind of got it wrong. It was a brother and a sister and the sister's daughter, so the 3 of them were hiking together. And so I never, until then I had hardly seen anybody in 15 and a half miles. And this morning I've done a little over 4 miles and I've counted 24 hikers that I've met. So that's the difference being on the JMT, the John Muir Trail. It's, I guess, for lack of a better term, it's crowded. But that's okay. That means that there's lots of people out here. So, there's disadvantages and advantages. So we'll see how the tent sites are. But the advantages are that if something were to happen, there's likely to be somebody coming by. So, okay, that's it for now, and you'll see later whether I go on Forester today or not. I'll make that decision later. This is Wallace Creek. I just crossed a few minutes after the last video, and you can see there's rocks to cross. So I made it across quite easily. But in May and June, earlier in the year, this is one heck of a tough river to cross, apparently. Well, it is. There's videos I've seen of it, and you really have to be careful at this one. But today, not so bad. Okay, so there's Mount Whitney. I'm not sure where the peak is, but I think it's kind of in the center of the frame. All I can tell you is there's a lot of people climbing it today. There is every day. And when you summit, it's 14,200 feet. So you're up there a ways. But that's it. It's quite a view from here. So that's where I came from. You can tell by the trail, of course. I'm at a place called Bighorn Plateau, and it's quite the view. I'll do a 360 for you. There's actually campsites right here, but it'd be pretty windy, I think, and there's a lake just over there. And somewhere where the camera is pointed right now is Forester Pass. It's up there somewhere. I'll know as I get closer. And then here's the rest of the view. Pretty dry, but we're kind of above the tree line too. Okay, so Forester Pass is up there. I've seen it plenty of times on video. There's a lot of people think that's the notch, but I'm pretty sure it's right there. You can see the shadow of a cloud. Pretty sure that's the notch right there. If it's not, I will correct myself later. So it's 2:30 at Tyndall Creek. Got here about 1 o'clock, and I had something to eat and a little nap. And I was still contemplating if I should go ahead. But one thing Glenn told me this morning, he says, just look up and see if the clouds are coming in. And sure enough, it's cloudy. I don't know if you can really tell. You can over here, but that's right over Forester, and I don't want to be in the middle of a pass in a rainstorm. So for sure it'll be worse up there. So I set up my tent, and as I was doing that, along came Glenn and his sister Vicky and her daughter. So we're camping together again. Another early day, but we'll get an early start tomorrow, I think. Assuming this rain doesn't last all night long. We'll see. Starting to come down a little harder, but tents are set up so we have a place that we can shelter. It's a beautiful spot though. This creek is amazing too. Okay, it's 8 in the morning, Thursday the 25th. I've been hiking for about an hour and a half, and that's where I'm headed. There's those notches. I think that's the same ones I was videoing yesterday, and the one I'm almost positive that I'm headed to, but I'll find out shortly. See if I can get a closer view for you. Is kind of the in the center of, I can't get a closer view, but it's in the center. I'm pretty sure that's it. You can see there's a kind of a spoon-shaped notch, and then a nice even incline down to that notch, and that's, I believe, the notch. I'll let you know for sure later. So I'm almost to the base of Forester Pass. You may be able to see two hikers coming down, and that's where the pass is, that little notch up there. So there's a bunch of switchbacks, and then you're at the top. Next video will be from the top.
Yeah, on average. Some are around 410, some are a little less, like 350, but they hang out around there.
Want some mango?
Yeah, I would actually.
You already have? You want some more mango?
I want more mango.
So there's Forester Pass from the other side. I'm on the north side of the pass now, and those people that you probably saw or heard, they're all headed north. They're JMT hikers. I didn't narrate anything up there because they were there, so I thought I would do something here, but that's the highest point on the PCT. And it's kind of one of those goals that everybody wants to try and achieve. A lot of people want to go on Mount Whitney as well, but that's not part of the PCT. So anyway, that's one of those accomplishments on the PCT that I can write off the list, I guess, unless I do it again. And then here's the view that I'm hiking into. That, by the way, sometime yesterday, I crossed the 500-mile point of 500 miles that I've hiked on the PCT. I'm not exactly sure where that happened, but I know through my math that it was sometime yesterday. So I'm adding to the 500. I still got over 2,000 to go. But anyway, this is what it's all about right here.